Imagine losing a great tenant not because of rent prices, not because of the neighborhood, but because it took you 3 weeks to fix a leaky faucet. That's not a hypothetical. That's a landlord horror story playing out in rental markets across the country every single day. We're talking about one of the most quietly devastating mistakes in real estate investing, the slow repair response. And it's bleeding landlords dry in ways that don't always show up on a spreadsheet until it's too late. Vacancy costs, turnover fees, legal exposure, and reputation damage can easily eclipse what it would have cost to just send a plumber on Tuesday. Here's the mechanical truth. A rental property is a living, breathing system, and deferred maintenance is like ignoring the check engine light at 70 miles per hour. You might get away with it for a while, but the eventual breakdown is going to cost you 10 times what the original fix would have. There's a beautiful irony here. Landlords who squeeze every dollar by delaying repairs often end up spending 5 to 10 times more dealing with the downstream chaos. A $40 washer ignored long enough becomes a $400 water damage claim, a pissed off tenant, and a 1-star review that follows you onto every rental listing platform forever. Now let's talk about the emotional side, because tenant psychology is wildly underestimated in this business. When a tenant submits a repair request and hears nothing but silence, they don't just get frustrated, they mentally begin their exit strategy, and you've already lost them, even if they're still paying rent. Think back to the early days of passive income hype, where gurus were selling the dream of mailbox money with 0 operational headaches. Nobody in those highlight reels was talking about the 3 a.m., HVAC call in January, or the bathroom ceiling that started dripping during a dinner party, but that's the unglamorous reality of being a landlord. Here's where historical cycles give us something useful. Tenant retention data, going back decades, consistently shows that responsiveness ranks as the #1 factor in lease renewal decisions, above price, above location, and sometimes even above unit quality. You are not just fixing a door hinge, you are actively buying loyalty and compounding your returns. Let's bust a common misconception right now. Many landlords believe tenants are using repair requests as a manipulation tactic or an excuse to withhold rent. While bad actors exist, the vast majority of tenants just want to live comfortably in a functional space, just like you do in your own home. From a legal standpoint, the stakes couldn't be more real. Most states define specific response windows, often 24 to 72 hours for urgent issues like heating, plumbing, or electrical. And failure to comply can trigger rent withholding rights or even constructive eviction claims. You don't want to meet your tenant's attorney before you've even met a decent handyman. The practical framework is actually pretty simple. Categorize every request as emergency, urgent, or routine, and assign response windows accordingly, same day for emergencies, 48 hours for urgent, and 7 to 14 days for routine cosmetic items. Build a vetted vendor list before you need it, because scrambling to find a plumber at 9 p.m. on a Friday is a tax on your poor planning, not bad luck. Discipline here looks like systems, not heroics. A maintenance tracking app, a text acknowledgement sent within 1 hour of every request, and a follow-up confirmation when the work is done. These aren't big gestures. They're small, consistent signals that you're a professional, and professionals attract and keep professional tenants. There's a philosophical dimension worth sitting with. Your rental property is someone else's home, and how quickly you respond to their needs is a direct reflection of how you value that relationship. The landlords building real, lasting wealth aren't the ones with the most units. They're the ones with the lowest turnover and the longest tenant relationships. If you approach every repair request as an opportunity to reinforce trust rather than a drain on your margin, the entire business starts to feel different. You stop dreading the texts and start seeing them as touch points, small moments where you either strengthen or weaken the foundation of your investment. And look, even if you miss the mark occasionally, even if a repair takes longer than expected, communicating proactively will save you every single time. Tenants can forgive delays. What they cannot forgive is silence, dismissal, or the feeling that they don't matter to you. At the end of the day, the spreadsheet doesn't lie. Fast responses equal longer leases equal lower vacancy, and lower vacancy equals the kind of cash flow that actually makes real estate worth it. And if you want help building that kind of operation from the ground up, check out our links in the description below, where we can connect you with real estate investing guidance, trusted contractors, and the right lenders to get you started.